Dear ones, this topic of grief is discussable, right? Because there's so much taboo on it. And it has been November. I'm gonna give you an update. I'm gonna evaluate like what it's been like in the darker season and how I went to Amsterdam. Most Fridays I go there and I take a train. So November, I think it's the perfect month to grieve. And November Rain has this song. Wait a minute. Rain. I think rain. It's such a symbolic, natural thing that tells us the sky is crying. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna fully embrace my emotions as I am in a grieving process. But I choose life. Yes, I choose joy. Yes, joy is the ultimate goal. And we can also be sad and joyous at the same time. And when we are in a grieving process, we can as well also be happy. It's not black and white. So that's why I'm on this mission. I am on this mission because my brother deceased. That's why I'm on the mission. But I'm here on YouTube to make this topic discussable. We have to get open to discussing difficult emotions. We people, we need to learn. We need to learn that emotions have positive traits. They want to teach us something. Positive emotions, negative emotions, they all have a purpose. And we human beings, we should never suppress those emotions in order to appear tough or in order to protect ourselves, because in the end suppressed emotions, they make a lot of damage. And it's very healthy to cry. It's very healthy to grieve. It's very healthy to name your feelings, to mention your feelings, and to be vulnerable if you have the proper people, proper setting, if you feel safe enough, if you're around secure and safe people who are willing to treat you and to value you along with those unpleasant emotions, moods and states. So unfortunately not everyone has them, and that's a sad thing, but still it's very, 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 very healthy to grieve. So in the Netherlands it gets dark. This time of year it gets dark at 5 p.m. and for me it was very calming to the nervous system. And I've been doing this course. I'm following a course on grief counseling, and it's been such an eye-opener, and it has fired me up so much. I became to see the patterns of my family members, of other people around me, and it has brought me a lot of insight. Hope to encourage you to allow your feelings to be. And I wanted to say that my brother's suicide my brother's decision to end his life really for me was an eye-opener to choose life. I got a lust for life because I feel like I owe it to him. I owe it to him to help others to overcome depression, to overcome this state of desperation, to renew our thoughts and minds. And then also at the funeral, there was this beautiful, verse of Romans 14. Romans 14:7 says, "No one lives for himself alone. No one dies for himself alone. If we live, it's for the Lord. If we die, it's for the Lord. If we live or die, we belong to the Lord." So that's a lot. That verse was really comforting because I think we can learn a lesson from my brother's troubles, from his tribulation, from his need to connect. And I think there's a lot of lonely, hungering spirits out there that want to connect with their own family, with their friends, with themselves, with God. And this is a quest for a lot of us to properly feel our feelings, because in order to connect, we have to embrace all of our feelings. We have to embrace pain. And this is not something that is taught well. There's really a lot of education needed for people to understand what it means to connect. So I'm all fired up for this assignment. I feel it's an assignment. I feel it's my way of dealing with lonely people around me, with dealing with my mother. And plus, my mother, I'm gonna tell you about it in another video. My mother, who is bipolar, really struggles in these days, and she told me a while ago that she wants to end her life in a really legal way, which is possible in my country. So a life ending that is organized by medical doctors. It's so painful in these days to see that she decides to abandon people, and it all interacts. One thing affects the other, and that's also from this Bible verse: no man is an island unto himself. Our lives affect others, either good or bad. So our actions affect others if we are talking to them or not. We are all the body of Christ. Yes, we are all the body of Christ. So if one person decides to end this life, to step out, others will be affected. And it is, to me, discouraging. And that's why I'm choosing joy. I'm going to encourage others. I'm going to choose life. And not everybody has to choose life. But I know that life is worth it. So I see you in another video. Bye.